Hello everyone, thanks once again for tuning in to the channel. So today we're going to do a little bit of a retro review with a little twist. So as you can see, we have the Sideshow version of the Jedi Master Mace Windu. This is the Sideshow exclusive one. This was released quite a number of years ago, and so I picked this guy up because I was inspired by the Sideshow Mythos Obi-Wan, and based off of the pictures that I've kind of seen online of people wanting to see a older version of Mace Windu, because there's a lot of speculation. There's I guess you could say wishful thinking that Mace Windu survived the fall from when he was blown out of the window after fighting Emperor Palpatine, or Darth Sidious we should say, and so everyone is like kind of hoping that he would return. It's almost like a classic thing you would hear in the movies where if you don't see a body there's a chance that he might still be alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this figure and we're going to kind of change him around to make it kind of look like a Mythos Mace Windu, to go with my Obi-Wan. So, but for now, we're just going to see exactly what it is, what you get in the box, and, kind of see what you got when you ordered it. This is their classic little setup. They used to have all of their figures, packaged this way. And so, like I said, this was the exclusive one, so you can see it comes with this helmet from Django Fit. But I'm going to get him out so we can at least get a closer look of what he looked like from before. Mainly I got this guy because I wanted the outfit, and this was like the closest thing without trying to make my own and do something like that. So let's get him out so you can get a closer look. Let's see, there you go. As you can see, I mean, that's, in my opinion, that is not even close to Samuel Jackson. But I think this was just kind of like the artist's idea of just the character Mace Windu and not actually Samuel Jackson. This is like a hard plastic boot, but the material itself is really good. I mean, I like the design of it, I like the fabric of it. So that looks really good. I do remember, I think there's a third-party company that just recently did a Mace Windu character. I think they called him the Saber Master or something like that. So they were trying to make it. I think they used like another head sculpt from from like another Samuel Jackson, probably a Hot Toys figure or whatever, that they took the head sculpt from. So what I'm going to do is I actually got another head sculpt of Samuel Jackson from another figure that I'm going to use. I am in no way professional when it comes to trying to make custom figures. That's not really a thing that I do all the time. I do it from time to time when I get inspired to do some things, which I'm doing here. But I'm just going to just try and attempt to try and make something, and we'll see the end result. So this is the robe that he comes with. I kind of saw some reviews online, and there were some people saying that this robe is a little too big. Honestly, I think it looks okay, because if you look at some of the scenes in the movie, these did come down pretty far when he had it. However, this hood is like, there's no way, like, take a look at this. You can see the head, and I mean, there's no way his hood would literally be that big. That's just ridiculous. I don't I don't know what they were thinking when they tried to make something like that. That is just like way too big. The sleeves, I would say okay, but the hood, there's no way it would be that huge. But we'll work with it. See what we can do. Here is the exclusive piece that you got, which was the Django Fit Helmet. Can't really do anything with it. It's sealed up from the bottom, but I'm not going to try and do anything with it anyway. But still, I mean, the detail in it is pretty good. I like it. It's definitely just a nice accessory to have, which when I set this thing all up, I'll definitely be using that when I take my photos. So that's it for that tray. Let's take a look at his accessories that he comes with. I see already he comes with 2 lightsabers from I guess from both movies. He had 2 different versions. The one that he had in the second movie, that was the one that was the most famous, but he did have a different lightsaber, I believe, in the first time you see him in the movie. Obviously, because it's a Sideshow, and this is the same with the new Sideshow figures that they come out with. These do not light up at all, but I have some things I'm going to do where we're actually going to add our own hilt. So I'm probably going to remove this and actually put like my own blade to get it light up. But I mean, you can at least see the detail in the hilt. It looks pretty good. It definitely could have been a little better, I mean, in comparison to the ones we see now with all the detail in it, but this is actually a few years old, and you know, it's a little bit dated, but I mean, still at the time, I would say it looks good. A lot of the Hot Toys figures, you know, they put that little ring on it to attach to the belt. I thought this was pretty interesting. They actually put like the actual little clip for that, and it I've tried it before because I actually opened this guy up and tried him a little bit. Let's actually, I'm gonna get the hilts here so you can just see just the hilt. So you can see the detail on that hilt, and it has the same clip, and it actually clips right there on the belt. I thought that was pretty good. It stays there, so you know, and it stays pretty well. So that's just something unique at the time. Nope, here I go, hitting it right, knocking it over. But instead of using, you know, the ring that they use for all of them to clip it in, I thought this was actually a nice little detail that is accurate to, you know, how they had it. As a matter of fact, if you see the hilts, the replicas that they sell at Disney, they actually have this same clip, and it attaches to the belt the same way. So I think this is pretty cool little accurate thing. So yeah, you got that, and you got a couple of hands. You got some of these accessories now. I can see right now some of these accessories you just they don't really fit anywhere, but I mean, still it's nice for him to have. So one of the things, he has this little communicator, which I think is some good sculpting in there. It's pretty good, pretty nice. And then this is his I guess the little breathing apparatus they use when you're going underwater. So you have that, and let's see what else you got here. You got another communicator here. I guess this is the little hologram piece that they would use. So you can see some detail in that. It's kind of small, but it's pretty good. Then he has 2 other hands. He has a relaxed hand, or if you want, you could like use this, you know, for when he's using the Force, something like that. So it's a okay hand. And then this other hand here, this is kind of like a hand you use for a blaster, but I mean, I guess if you want to use this for holding a lightsaber, you could, I guess. So you have that. Then one of the other weirdest pieces that he comes with is you can actually put this on his hand for like when he had his hand chopped off. So that is just weird. I mean, if you want to display him like that, I guess, you know, a severed cut or something like that. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to add that in there, kind of comical. But I mean, you know, it's accurate. He did have his hand chopped off, so if you want to add that to it, you can. So, and then of course we got just the standard Star Wars base, like no nameplate on it at all, just Star Wars, and that was it. I mean, you really just got the basic stuff. when it came to, you know, just whatever they give you. So anyway, that's all the stuff that we get here. So now I'm going to jump right into the project that I have for this guy, where we're going to do just a couple of changes and swap it around and kind of give our own Mythos version of Mace Windu. Let's see what happens. So just for the sake of reference, so you can see what I'm working with, I picked this body up. I believe this was a World Box body that I just snagged off of eBay. So it's pretty accurate. I like to have the double jointed elbows so I can use him. So this is a pretty good body. It's also pretty sturdy. So we're going to be using that. Then that body also came with some extra hands that we're going to attempt to use. I'm going to try and be a little accurate as far as what took place in the movie. So what I did was I'm going to use these hands, but I'm only going to use the right hands, because for the left hand I'm going to swap that out and kind of like a bit of Star Wars, I'm sorry, like a Luke Skywalker type thing where he lost his hand. So I got some left hands, and these I just kind of picked up from another site, Toy Anxiety. That was the name of the site. And so I got these hands. These are the hands that were used for like snake eyes, but I think there's some pretty cool looking hands. So you can see the detail that I got in there. So this hand I'm going to use for like holding the lightsaber. So we'll see how well that holds up. And then I have another hand for a fist. So you can see the detail in that. Then it turns out he has a little bit of relaxed hand, so I'm going to use that one as well, just to keep with the consistency. And then I have this one other hand that I didn't know he came with, but I thought this was pretty cool to use. But this is the little stretched out open palm hand that he can use for like when he's using the Force, stuff like that. That way he can still use, you know, this mechanical hand. So I think that'll be pretty cool to use. And the other one I'm going to use is, I'm actually going to use a Hot Toys Samuel Jackson head sculpt, and we're going to do a little bit of, you know, colors on him to kind of give him some older grays and stuff like that. But there was one picture I saw of him that was basically, I guess, how he's supposed to look, you know, with the damage and everything. So when he got struck by the lightning, someone actually did a picture to where you can see this all over the eye. I think it was actually on the other eye, but you know, it doesn't really matter for this particular one. I'm just going to use it for that way. So it kind of looks like he has lightning, you know, scars on there from when he got struck from Darth Sidious. So we're going to use this head with this body and put it all together and see how it comes out. So let's get started. Okay, so we have my finished Mythos Mace Windu. I think it actually came out pretty good as far as the body and everything and putting on the hands. And I was going to do some little hairs or whatnot, some paint to the mustache, to the beard, but I decided to kind of leave it as is. So the only paint that I did was just to the eye. I kind of gave it a little more of a gloss to it. You know, I don't know, it's kind of mechanical or something like that. I don't know. I was just trying to do a little paint so you can clearly see that the eye has been damaged, not just around it. So I added a little more so you can see that to the eye. As you can see, I have my little battery pack here because I did do a custom lightsaber for him. So I made some changes to that. So actually, let's turn that on and you can see how it looks. I'm going to dim the light here so you can just see just how good that purple looks for the blade. I think it looks really, really good. It came out really well. So let's give you a closer look here. I think that came out really good. Just a nice purple shine to it and everything. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, let me go ahead and actually show you some of the other things that I've done so you can kind of get a better look of it. Let's go ahead and take this off and I'll remove the robe so you can get a better look. And there we go. So as you can see, I did just little paint around the eye just so you can really see the damage there. I mean, it was nice as far as seeing like a little gloss around the eye, but I think that by doing this, it kind of made it, you know, a little more visible as far as what I've done. As you can see, the gloved hand fits pretty good, looks pretty good on him. And I had to roll the sleeves back just a little bit because it was coming out a little too far. When it comes to posing and things like that, you kind of need to see the hands a little more. Also, another thing I wanted to note, I mentioned about the accessories that the figure came with and how, you know, there's really no place to put them. However, I did realize in the middle of changing them around that these actually open up. So you can actually take the accessories and put it inside the little pouch. Same thing for the other side. The other side opens up, so I can actually fit those accessories on the inside of it. So it looks pretty good. So I still, even though I did some work to the other lightsaber, I will show you that you can still put the other one on. There we go. So you can clearly see that he, you know, has the lightsaber hilt, so when he's not using it, I can still have it on there. And then when I want to have the blade, posing with the blade, I can use the other one that he came with. I just cut the tip off and put the blade on. But as far as the hilt, I left that as is, and I think it clips really good. Like I said, I know the other Hot Toys ones, they make it so where this little ring hangs on there, but to have this actual clip, I think that's a pretty cool little thing. The other thing I did was I changed the boots. So I went online and found some boots that were a material and not molded plastic, so I can get more range of motion in the boot and everything, so I can really just move it around and you know, get some good range of motion, get some nice poses in him without being stiff on the boot. So yeah, so I'm very satisfied with how he turned out. I think he looks really good. I can definitely get some good poses with him, and yeah, I am satisfied. It looks really good. So I'm going to do a couple of poses with him so you can see how well he turned out. And I want to thank you now for tuning into the channel. Please like and subscribe, and maybe we'll do some more cool things like this in the future. So thanks once again for checking out the channel, and let's get straight to those photos.